Well, you and I know what time it is. It's your favorite time. It's in fact the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power with Frank Freak of Nature and Amber Forrest. Two of your favorite human beings sent from a terrestrial dark age. Somewhere in a land before time.
And then I'll tell you.
It's awesome that you guys are here with us. Again, put your hands together for Frank Beasley and Amber Forrest. This is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power.
Holy crap. I don't think it gets any better than that. Here we are. This is episode 28 or 29. Let's see if I can get some control over that. I'm sure you guys have had enough of that. Let me get that super low. Yeah, we'll leave that down there for this mild intro. Hi, guys. Holy crap.
Hello.
Say hello to Amber.
How's it going, y'all?
Hi, Amber. I mean, hi.
Hey.
What you're hearing in the background there is some stuff we made with audio devices. This is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I'm Frank Beasley. This is Amber.
I'm Amber Forrest.
We are here in a van, somewhere parked off the BQE in Astoria, Queens, Ditmar. We're in fact stealing power from a local gang of rats. They're badass. They're using car batteries. We're all juiced up here. It's completely unbelievable. I don't even know where to start. This is season 2, episode 2, maybe 3. We've gotten them nowhere near organized. We're barely at this point able to hit a couple of buttons and have this kind of magic occur. Holy crap, isn't that ridiculous? Ta-da, it's curtains for you again. 2 curtains call. You got, what do you call it? No one ever gets 2 curtain calls in any show.
We can have as many curtain calls as we'd like.
Ooh, I think we're playing straight through. Let's see what kind of surprise is in there. Oh, I hear snaps and pops. Oh, man, I should probably hit the correct button. Definitely not trying to shuffle, but we are going to repeat that track indefinitely, so if you guys aren't good out there, you will only hear this song. Man, it has been...
Prepare to be amazed.
Yeah, thoroughly. It's been crazy out there. I don't even know where to talk basic sense into myself, much less you guys. This is supposed to be an entertainment show, a full-on, you know, whoa, 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 whoa. There's like music always playing. Whoa, whoa. But I will tell you, this person here has saved me. We know what this is. This is the new age. We live in the device age. But we were quarantined many moons ago. It's been about 4. And it was after a big music and arts festival that we always get to see each other. And for the last couple of years, that's been happening. And why I say this is the purpose of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power was always to give myself an insane outlet for the nonsense in my head. Like, I cannot sit here on a soapbox and begin to tell you guys that any of this makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Just let it out, Clancy.
Just like, God dang it, Gracie, I'll tell you what. But it has been really awesome. Really. Really awesome. Ooh, I think we synchronized.
Fucking fantastic.
Don't swear, we got children listening. Use
Children.
words like flippin'. I've been flipping crazy.
On the show, we will not be using
No,
words.
say whatever
Yeah.
you want. We'll bleep them out later, and your kids should be able to hear the 7 deadly words. We're going to throw them down. I think I can do it for George Carlin's sake. What was it? Shit, piss, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. Shit, piss, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. I only have 6, but you guys in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. That's so funny. Isn't she wonderful? She plays every instrument. What we're going to work towards eventually, each episode, every week or so, I mean, we will have a song that you guys help us pick that we cover, not only to avoid the copyright ninja god strikes or whatever, but to just simply enjoy the quest or the process of recording a new song, an old song a new way, you know.
The journey through the old and through the new.
I mean, it's definitely a lot of yin and yang, and as we gaze into your eyes through your
Yang
video
and yang.
cams,
Yin and yang and yang. And
yes,
yang.
in and out, up and down, black and white, any variation of good and bad. But I mean, we are definitely in a time frame where music has gotta really start being cultivated, and I hear a lot of people aren't writing their acts, and that a lot of productivity isn't happening. Maybe the world just needed a moment to chill out, but apparently we are.
Take a breath.
felt great. Oh, Jose, if you're out there drumming and listening, this show is dedicated to you.
Hi, Jose.
Hello. You may have gotten an indication on a magical device, but man, I'm really actually enjoying the calm. If you guys have any original music that you would like played on the show, send us your music.
Yes, please send us your OG shiz.
Yeah, the stuff you produce, the stuff that you make, the stuff that you find in your garage that you
Your
made
stuff.
15 years ago. Yeah, you can be other, like we were talking about, it can be covers that you performed your way. But anyway, as long as it's independent and thoroughly. All right, I can steal the whole limelight back. How you guys doing? Hey, come over here. Come here. Talk to me. Oh, Jesus. She's back already. God, gee willikers, I don't even know
There
where to begin.
was a kitty.
I'm going to turn on the delay, man, and it's over. It's over from here. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Where have we gone? Anyway, the purpose of this broadcast is to not only give myself an outlet for many years of trying to figure out where, the on or off button is for stuff, and everything's got an off button, even me. We had a fan outside of the Troubadour once, and this kid was like worn out. We had like brought him into the club, pounded him with 4 bands. It was like Katy Perry, Yellow Card, and 2 epic opening LA bands that all were like fighting for the attention of the labels and producers. And you could see this stuff go down. You would see the soup of people. There's the fans, there's the suits, there's the label guy. And they were, this was like Fight Club. So this kid asked me, do you have an off switch? And I, without missing a beat, I was like, I hear a red brick works really good. And they should have seen the kid just like, eyes got really big. He was like, you guys are intense. And he was not from Hollywood. And I was like, I'm not even from, and our security guys always used to get a kick. So like Ronnie and Mike would be around a semicircle, just hard laughing at the guy who's just doesn't, because we never would let up, we didn't have to let up. This is a rock and roll church, and I can't remember what the point was. What were we talking about that made me get sidetracked? I've been looking at this advertisement for a video capture cards. We're going to continue using a fan down by the river and an abacus. We currently have hamsters running in wheels to make the electricity
All
for this
of our
show.
electricity is
Those are
made by hamsters.
Hamsters.
This
These
is
are
a real thing, people.
well-kept hamsters. Where's all that light coming from?
Well kept.
Look at this epic disco ball. God, this is a big fan. See if we've got something a
this
little
van.
less. This is my favorite.
No other van has the best ceiling fan.
What? All right, segment 2. This is where we talk about, well, we haven't even really finished segment 1, so we should venture back over there. Curtain call number 3. Are you guys excited? Nope, it's just us and them. Now, if you have an acoustic or an electric music preference, send us your input-output courier advice. Tell us
wanna know
what you like to do, how you like to do it. But really, we didn't drop an email earlier. For now, the working email is thefranktv@gmail.com. So I'm the Frank. Hello, guys. You probably have seen that terrible show Wipeout, where they beat your butt with big red balls, mud-covered idiots, and more Astroglide than you can imagine. 5-gallon buckets of Astroglide. Yeah. I was in a location, kind of like the Troubadour. The red brick joke was one thing, but I was like, hey guys, what are you doing with those 5-gallon buckets of Astroglide? And some kid runs up and knocks me out of the way with like a super soaker and fills the super soaker. And it was the one that's like, it's just PVC. So it's like 2-inch PVC. So it's a giant syringe and it shoots like 600 feet. So you'd be running along like, this isn't so bad. I'm going to win. What the hell is that? And there'd be 2 mother freakers. So you'd be running happily down Super Mario Brothers lane. I'm going to win. Wipeout. The wall hits you in the face as you slip into it because they would spray it like from afar. You didn't know they got good at it. So they would, as you're running, they just spray a little glob and you'd land in tiny little puddles of death. So I think I was once violated by Astroglide thoroughly. But that did buy a lot of chloroform and duct tape.
Publicly.
one of the best jokes we got out of that TV show Wipeout was, I bet Frank will buy a lot of chloroform and duct tape. And she knows, man. I have a ton. I mean,
These are things you have to
how do you
have.
think she keeps me around? So here in segment 2.
That's how I get by in life.
No, seriously, send us your original music, your original poetry. If you do fire art, if you dance, if you play a djembe, whatever it is, do it. It is
We want to see what you're doing. What you up to?
well, it's a lot of it's really great to have you I'm sure you guys know, anybody out there that knows me knows pretty much that I'm a nonsensical rambling idiot unless you have any clue as to what I'm working on or what I'm trying to do. And as a drummer, it's hard to find people that want to play stuff because music is intense. But you have been quite an amazing friend and ally, and these shows they mean not again. Those god-darn curtains.
Those curtains. They're always wanting to open for us. I mean, they're so helpful, but I mean, give it a rest.
See if we can find. I did forget the official, and I think you guys are going to get beeps. Oh, that is the official open of the show. And, we were talking about the troubadour. We were talking about people and on-off buttons. I can't even remember what I was talking about prior to that. It's original music. Sending the email to theFrank TV, THEFRANK, TV@gmail.com. And that was the core, the little parallel, I believe, was Wipeout and the troubadour. A venue is actually much more difficult to deal with than any Hollywood crap, because I kid you not. That's better. Everyone chill out. We're in the city. Felt like the piano keys were going to tear my head off. I was like waiting for Elton John to fly out of the computer, man, with like Prince and maybe Syd Barrett.
I mean, it's like your feet are never going to touch the ground again.
They're just like, there they are. They're in the preview window. Now they're just messing with us. Let's see if we can get rid of those. I think we can get those out. Oh, there they are. We'll do the Max Headroom skit later. This is about a minute before your time. There was a character called Max Headroom, and you guys remember Max Headroom. He was the digital, guru. They glitched. It was one of the first times like they super glitched, and no, we're not pulling any of that crap up. You can look up Max Headroom along with
do your homework.
Along with any of the top, 200,000 songs of all times. If we're playing music that get your button gear and go purchase some tape CDs, clone some mini discs, steal some MP3s off your friend. It's going to happen. Like, we will get the shows going again, pray to Jesus. But I have a feeling for a while they're all going to be completely virtual, digital. Oh, that was my favorite accident today. You just reminded me. You guys will get the... So when we're done with the show and like we're all feeling special fancy, we can be like, yo, man, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Lotus. What is
It's luminous.
there's some Mason statement that you're supposed to say. I gotta learn all that crap. It's like religion. It's like learning drum craft. It's like how many possible gang signs can there actually be?
I'm sure the number is infinite.
Well, I mean, it's I always love like this stuff. It's like it gets confused with 666.
This is the one.
Make the little upside down eyes. I will take over your country. That's comedy. That's plain comedy, but that is totally 666. But on stage, when we're like, we're ready to go, you do this to your stage manager, and he knows that you're not doing this. You're not like, it is like, we're good. And
by the way, you're all looking at this.
But apparently that is a big one for the Nazi Satan Shiza. It's not to confuse. Never mind. We're going to keep it clean. Back it up there. Take a deep breath. What the hell? We were talking about your original music. Well, 666. Or is it 999? Or is it who knows? We were talking about submissions of original music. Send them to theFrank TV@gmail.com. We'll get a... Oh man, what was it? Stupid videos, and then the .com. Was it the original? Why don't I remember that? It was the original Hotbot, or it was a search engine. Experian. Oh, screw us. Again, in the comments below.
No,
dot
that's not it.
com. All right, that should be right off the top of my head. So the three
HRE.
things that we were going to get into in the news of entertainment, metal, or whatever, is Lord Charlie Daniels passed away. The almighty devil went down to Georgia. And, wow, that's got to be a lifetime of odd excursions and amazing feats those guys had seen. Whoa.
It's heavy, man.
Charlie Daniels.
Charlie
Fly
Daniels.
free, as they say, into that amazing gobbledygook that is the universe. And please send us back any information that you have so we can be better prepared in the future. But in lighter news, apparently, let's see if we can get this to work. I know one of these buttons has a button that's got a dude that's going to call Johnny's Drum Tech who's going to get us exactly the information we... Ninja! This should work. Who knows? Holy crap. Lord Ozzy, that reminds me about the Nikki Sixx story coming up in just a moment. But anyway, apparently Ozzy's been feeling bad. I guess the entertainment world screeching to a halt would make any legendary juggernaut who has been once they figured out that they were chemically like kicking his ass with bad doctoring and medication, just 10 years ago he was like reformed mega human, and he's definitely one of those people that needs to be on the road and out there killing it and driving us all up the wall trying to figure out how he does it with his hands up in the air. Fucking crazy, fucking genius. Let's again take a gander at the wizard man.
Brilliant.
Look, I bet he's clobbered a few people with that game. Get over here, you bastards. My Nikki Sixx story, though, is pretty funny. When I was really beginning in Hollywood, we had just published some music with Windswept. It was the band, the Dolly Rots, that I was drumming in. Really cool band. Say hi to Kelly and Lewis out there. I think they have like their third kid now. I know they got two. That's got to be two too many. But Windswept Publishing was Beyonce Knowles and Willie Nelson's publisher at the time, and I think probably still is, because once he published, I think Beyonce now owns Windswept, but who knows. But at the time, it was a really big deal for me, and I was working with some great artists, and one of them was Mr. Nikki Sixx, who had I kid you not, I think I broke it. Oh yeah, look, we've selected it twice.
Oh, Jesus.
Magic. He hired me to do sound for the Bold and the Beautiful cast. Windsor and Ron were there. They're like two of my favorite people. My mom watches this crap, and they're paying me way too much money. But I waited all day, and this is the joke, because any of you real hardcore metal or rock and roll fans out there, to keep your mouth shut and try not to be too big a fanboy and like, oh my God, I love all your records, which you just want to do all day, because you're like, fucking Nikki Sixx, man. I was like 5 years old and super cool. But, we worked first day, so for a couple of hours, maybe 6. It was a long time. And he's like, hey, don't say very much. And I was like, thanks for shout at the devil, and like wandered off. I was such a dork. It was so funny. It was he was pretty actually like easygoing, and we could have actually probably had a great convo. But he was driving a Corvette that I very much enjoyed, and Donna D'Errico is his wife. One of the most beautiful women in sweatpants. It's kind of like how you are. You can just wear like sweatpants and a tank top, and they're just super attractive. How do women do that?
Magic.
Unacceptable magic. Fatality.
Oh, God, it's great to get this thing wound back up. This is a full contact sport. Trying to conduct any kind of broadcast, anything. Back in the day with my micro cassette recorder, you'd be, look at this thing. This is her Sony freaking, that's a real
Since
MP3 player.
middle school.
Still works.
Still good.
Yeah, I'm amazed by binary code and voltage, but I really wished I had hacked out. I met George Carlin when I was very young, handing him a 58. I was like, here you go, sir, and he proceeded to hold it back here at his belly. Hey, can you hear me at all? Honey?
Honey!
And he yelled at people. But I asked him this question that day, can I get an outgoing voicemail message for my cell phone on this micro cassette recorder? I think I said it just like that. Can I get an outgoing voicemail message for my cellular telephone on this micro cassette recorder? And he went, he stopped. I went, what did you just say? Like, yeah? And he's like, and then I missed it because he did it as he was walking away, and I had the mic like 7 feet away, so it picked up, you could hear him in the background. I have that cassette. That's when we all learned how to be sound people, and Thank you, the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall, for all the years of work and outlet for this crazy man's ability. But I kid you not, why we mentioned Nikki Sixx or Ozzy is these are some of our facilitators, and in an environment, we both come from the South. We may be up in a van off the BQE, chilling in Astoria, Ditmar, somewhere in Queens, lost as usual with hamsters literally charging our feed here. Well-kept little hamsters. But the few times I've interacted with any of these folks, professionally or as a fanboy getting paid to be a professional, still being a professional, but ultimately a fanboy, it's so we can get together and have these broadcasts and share each other's music and have a way to jam together. I would like to mention Reaper.fm, REAPER.fm. It'll, let's see if I can probably just get it to pull up the website from, we are using, check for new versions of Reaper. Reaper is up to date. That's first ever. They're such a wonderful company. For $220, you can get a commercial license. I think we have to Control T, REAPER.fm. That is not even close. There you go. Bada bing.
Bada boom.
This is the information I want to give them. They always have such great names for the versions. Oh, 6.12c is it's a patch. But anyway, this is that's oodles. Oh, it's such beautiful information. Let's get a little smaller there. Oh, it's fam. Give people faders. People love faders. Oh, look at that glorious magic. I can't
Glorious.
Well, this is where we all found Ninjam. Ninjam is a way for you guys to connect all of our DAWs, server to server, minimal latency. And Reaper, kid you not, is like $220 for a commercial license, but for an average user, it's $80. $80 one-time fee. But what's really legendary, can you believe this, ma'am? I got some news. Smack myself. No crap. This is actually really good news. You can just demo it eternally with full function, which we have done on countless machines for a long time. And, we did that as a result of wanting to verify the function. But you can do a trial version that is fully functional and operational and fun. And you're not going to hit save and have a project dismantle itself. But I tell you, it's a very worthwhile investment. And these are people that have worked with all of the biggest devices over the years, and for us to make the DAW, the digital audio workstation. So, there's a great. I didn't realize that Reaper, the acronym is built into their name, but we just made a big jump from 5 to 6, and
it totally is.
Yeah. And what's great is like you reap what you sow. At first, this logo, I'm a bit icon. I worship. I love icons. I could live my entire life without ever using any characteral references. It could be all icons and code.
At least they're straight up about it, right? Look at that. I mean, Bank of America totally hides. There she is.
Dude, the B of A fangs. I don't even think we're allowed. Ooh, I don't even think we're allowed to mention the fangs. I love these. We're gonna throw no propaganda. Next time you look at the Bank of America sign, remember the acronym is BOA. They constrict. Bank of America, we're the BOA. We constrict. I mean, they're a great bank, as long as you're very, very wealthy. If you're trying to utilize a banking experience, in my opinion, it's not very fit for the average consumer. Moving on. So I think we had.
It's a personal affair.
We covered. Oh no, they're a wonderful bank. No, it's an experience. We had a little coalition, the Anti-Consumer Terrorism Brigade, which was downgraded from brigade to coalition. Stop flicking your chair. She's flicking her chair. Hey man, I'm fucking going.
What can I say?
I almost just pushed her off the chair. Like just for effect. She's an epic drummer. When we get the show organized, get this thing off the ground, and remember, all you Patreon people, hit me up with a message and I'll give you the Patreon info. We're still slow going. That info will be available on a link below. I think you're supposed to point down here. Maybe it'll be over here. Maybe it'll be over there. No, it will be down below, because the way the engines are, you guys know what's going on. But check yourself out. copy of, if you're trying to produce any kind of music, any kind of film or TV, make a podcast, webcast, use Reaper. Enjoy finding every bit of magic. Oh, I like that they're animating these now. I forgot all about that. New in version 6, effects plugin embedding. Embed small versions of plugins into your tracks. That's actually cool. So what it means is you don't have to. You can just run the track into the effects processor, and then it forever is that. So when you're playing back stuff, it's not really weighty on the computer. So you wouldn't be able to change it later on, like, oh, let's go back. But if you know it's done, you're like, this is a cat part. It just needs to sound like clean guitar, and or vocal parts are really neat to finalize. But that's cool. MIDI control magic. Holy crap, the envelopes are getting out of control, man.
Out of control.
Does anybody out there know what CC means? Control career. No, I want you guys to answer that in the comments below. This is a test. I'm not telling you. But that's great that the audio stretch time base is working. Routing diagram. Ooh, I didn't even realize that there's a rendering. So this is more Mac compliance. Retina. I forgot all about those Apple fancy Pro. And then if you need to, you can blow up your world with magical old school videos. So what was, we're talking about little Stevie, the encounter we had with Stevie Nicks, super legendary, man. Thank God that I sound like our modern political schema has gotten so out of hand that I really want to start talking like I'm actually from another planet, but then I'll just insult everybody. And if I get Southern, like we're Southern folks originally, and when I've spent time in Los Angeles, I talk like a surfer dude. And when I live in New York every day, I start saying water. It's really ridiculous that I start talking like this because New Yorkers talk hard and fast and really articulate.
Language is contagious.
Oh God, it drives me bonkers. I'm glad my hair. Hey, did you like my tooth there? I think I just broke a tooth for you guys. Off. I just grind it off on the mic. My hair is transparent.
It's a great tooth file.
I watched a band once take one of these and hammer it into the stage of the Whiskey A Go-Go, and I handed him another one. He hammered that one into the stage of the Whiskey A Go-Go, and then I was like, I'm out of microphone. I wasn't out of microphone. I wasn't going to give him another microphone. And I caught hell for that. In my early days, like in a big club, I'll just be honest, it was the Whiskey A Go-Go, and the band, I believe, was Death by Stereo or the opener, so you're all not guilty. I'm pretty sure it was Death by Stereo because we went on to have them open up a Bad Religion show where the singer threw a water bottle and it only hit the mixing desk. So it was Kelly Lori, we were there. We were fun. But the point, I'm not like throwing shots. It gets so brutal out there. It's unbelievably brutal. Like if you don't have audio equipment that you can rely on, people will come out there and smash that. But this, I couldn't believe how the boy was a vicious animal, and we later learned that he was authorized to murder equipment, but they could have told us that ahead of time. It was the early days where we were responsible for the microphones because you kind of had to make the sound crew responsible for something, or we would have just been animals smoking weed and drinking all day while trying to avoid bands. They used to dump 10 bands in the Whiskey A Go-Go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and 10 bands times 5 people is a lot of people.
A lot of people.
And they would want everything right now. Give me.
Give me everything.
Sorry. Oh, it got real quiet. I like that. A little bit in the background. One bar. Yes. I am going to take this moment to praise the universe for giving us these hamsters, these finely tuned hamsters.
Hamsters. They're doing such a good job right now. I can't even believe it's really happening, Clancy.
Gracie, I'm going to tell you what, it's a full contact. They're well trained, but they love it. They spend most of the days in their cage.
It's a full contact sport, y'all, and they are doing it. I mean, hamster booty.
Wait, say that again?
They are kicking hamster booty.
Dude, I have got to freaking get better at video switching. We used to have an engineer, but he quit. That bastard. Let's see what this one. Oh, that's great. That's got our information overlaid. This is kind of soft.
They got some nice treats
Oh,
waiting for them.
we are
after the show.
blasting the frame
So-
rates out. I do want to thank Winamp for being the media player for me in the Troubadour and the Whiskey and the Music Box Theater. And El Cid, we used to have this great little flamenco club called El Cid. I think it's still there. Let's take a gander while I run my mouth. I believe El Cid is still there. Now, God bless Los Angeles, L.A., baby. Is that 1962? Yep, that's it. Huh? Brilliant. Now this place, Gino was the guitar player, and he had a little Boss reverb unit. So this is like his reverb unit. Seriously, I had like this many buttons, a little display.
Nice.
It was like in, out, just done. And he was always set perfectly. Oh, there's my stage. Killer.
Beautiful.
See if we can find that and share that with these wonderful folks. It's not time for the credits. So, Jason, one of my sound guy buddies, how you doing, Jason? Shout out there. You'll find this and hear this at some point because you're that ridiculous. He has like 40,000 records. He listens to everything. He was the head sound guy, and we ran the Music Box Theater and a number of these smaller houses. So, like on our days off, we could make a freaking, have places to go and things to do. But it was a staircase, sound booth, and down at the bottom is like Gino with his guitar, and he's like drug his guitar up, and he went, "You left me naked up there!" And he was pissed, and I was just like, I was always good at being like stone cold. Like I wanted to laugh or cry, but I was like, do that shit later. Like hit me with a brick. I'm not changing my demeanor. And Jason was always like, you were both long-haired idiots, seemingly, but when you hear our work, you're like, oh, these guys understand how the equipment works. Jason, big shout-out, you wizard. We did all the console swaps in L.A. when they were murdering sound guys with new equipment. But that little REV 500, no, it wasn't a Yamaha, it was the Boss. It's red face. I cannot remember if I looked online right now, if I cheated. But El Cid, I hold a very dear, dear place. This is where some of the best dance and dinner will happen, and we'll have to go sooner than later. Hoorah to El Cid. And hoorah to you, young lady. You got any,
Hoorah!
what do you call it? Anything that you would like to mention before we jump into segment 3? It's been 34 minutes, I believe, on the West Coast. It is 7:39 p.m. It is 10:39 p.m. It is currently 89 degrees on the East Coast. 72 on the West. I'm just making those figures up, and I'm pretty much.
Everyone over there is having a really nice dinner.
It's cool as hell right now. I bet they're walking out of El Cid. I mean, I forget we're in lockdown, 2020, lockdown, and no, we're not going to do COVID-19 graphics or mention. Sorry to even mention it. I bet they still have these same 15s and horns up. Those are old JBLs right there. They're like eternal. Like that's what you think they'd blow up or people would break them. If you run the stuff right, it's perfect. And that's a big room. I just God, I miss that place. We used to get hammered in there. There were so many places to hide. You could like be behind this curtain drinking and smoking and raising hell, and somebody be like, "Hey, I need a bunch of stuff done," and your arm would just come out from behind the stage and you'd do it, and then that would be it. This is the stage where I had a dude. Let me see if I can pull it back up. I gotta ID these a little better. I probably should. I like it. I like it in reverse. There it is. Ta-da! We're a guitar player. I was 24. The guy was 25. We always had to determine this because people were like, "How have you gotten this far so fast?" And I'm like, "I'm good at this crap." Signing with the Windswept was the coolest thing. I don't suggest anybody getting record deals. Do it all in-house. Do it yourself. But those were things that we wanted to achieve as younger people, and I'm grateful that I ever got to. But this guy dropped his guitar cord, and I mean, it was like I keep tabbing us out there. It's like, hey, the show is over. Now go home. Worst video editor live. Frank Beasley.
He's doing what he can do.
Hey, I only
Organize
have. Well, I can't. How many fingers do I? Just 1, 2. But what's amazing about this venue is I learned how panic can settle into somebody very fast, for no reason at all.
Very
Because
quickly.
we only had like 4 channels here. So you had like a bass drum, a bass guitar, a vocal, and like a DI. So you'd have like 4. I mean, it was 24 channels, 32 channels. But the guy drops his guitar chord, and instead of just being like a nice guy, he freaks out. And let's see if I can pull up. I can't even type a quarter inch. For those of you guys that aren't hip, let's get some images. This will be absolute comedy. There was a cable. Come here, cable. Oh, they're being thorough. I didn't end cable. Oh, Jesus, there's news. Who would have thought there's cable news? Hurry up, device. There you go. That's a pretty good example. Let's see if we can get that up for y'all, even backwards. So he drops his plug, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I got a snake box, so it's like every one of these letters is a plug, so it's like 24 things plugged in. So cut the guy some slack. There was a mountain of cables there, but they're all kind of all going places, you know. They had jobs. You can see they're working. And he drops his on the pile and was like, "Where'd it go? Fuck!" He like lost it, full on melted the fuck down. And I was like, I looked down and it's just laying on top of the pile, like where he just dropped it. It was like a physics lesson, and I was calm, and I handed it back to him. He's like, he was genuinely said, "How did you do that?" I'm like, do what? He's like, "How did you locate it?" You know, like it's a, and he had nice big fat cables. He had nice big, yeah, there you go. He had nice big, it's a 1/4 inch, a little 1/4 inch connector. You guys all know, you plug that stuff in, and we've been using it for military app forever. But I realized as a drummer, you just gotta like plug it in, get it sat, and you can forget it, set it and forget it. But that was maybe one of the funniest things that I've ever encountered, was not having ego or attitude with the guy, walking away from it, not getting it till later on, where he was genuinely impressed with my ability to look down and pick something up, you know. And it was in the moment where he had people watching his show happen. He screwed up. He looked down. He couldn't find the plug. I had to come down and help him out. So he was really embarrassed. But some of us can just do it with fluidity. Others cannot. And I you know, I'm just grateful for that, because it was the funniest thing. But Elcid, I don't know what got us talking about Elcid. I wonder if I can get on the right page here. Oh, look at that beautiful level. That's the universe right there. That's the universe. Let's see if we can get...
Did you guys mention me? Oh, it's a girl job. Choto Monteni Hongo des. Ichi ni son.
What? He's got to stop. Whoever that guy is, that feed, the universe keeps breaking in now. We'd like to thank the universe for that awesome introduction every show. We'd not be here if we weren't hurtling through said universe. What is that? What is that line that you always say so well, the Bill Hicks? Like, we are simply particles flying through space and time, one chakra, one wave, one vibration.
We're all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death, and life is only a dream. We're just imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
It is currently 89 degrees outside. It's a little bit after 10:30. I believe the time is current voltage. Oh, God. You know what we need to do more of? Hey, guys, would you like an electronics lesson every episode? Probably, actually. We should bring watts, amps, volts, and resistance in. WAVO, the best acronym ever. The Ohms wheel, the wheel of destiny, the Charlie Daniels. I can't believe Charlie Daniels passed away. So, what are you guys doing out there? Anything exciting? Like, subscribe. I love that. Like and subscribe. It sounds dirty. It sounds like a naughty thing that's happening. I cannot believe my... George Ohm. Thank you. The law of resistance. George Ohm. He-hole. Oh, God. Let's see how this works for you. No, I'm not even going to do it. Right click. Play it out loud. This is going to get out of control.
Ohm's law states that the current slow a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across the 2 points. Introducing the constant of proportionality, the resistance, one arrives at the usual mathematical equation that describe THIS relationship.
Here, we'll show you guys what we're doing there. That is actually my favorite thing ever.
Ohm's law states that the current slow a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across the 2 points. Introducing the constant of proportionality, the resistance, one arrives at the usual mathematical THIS relationship.
All right. We're using the internet. Now, that was Japanese read back for the Ohm's Law, deaf from, what is this? Wiki, probably. Yeah, it's Wikipedia. So back to the news, weather, war, and sports. We should talk more about voltage, because in our homes, in our stages, we could be using a hell of a lot less voltage. And
A lot more hamsters.
if it wasn't for those hamsters, this show wouldn't be broadcast today on the YouTubes live. And this show is live. You know what? This is live to give you guys a chance to bond with us, to find your inner monologue and your outer ghost, and to realize that voltage, amperage, it's WAVO, wattage, amperage, voltage, and resistance are your 4 elements that you would use to figure out how much current's going here, how much wattage is going to be drawn from there, how much you need to push, big or small, basic math. And the point of that is, I couldn't believe I couldn't remember George Ohm. If we ever have a child, if I ever get to raise children, George, definitely naming that little bugger George. Or Jorge. Jorge's the best name ever. George, and just Spanish for, I didn't even know Jorge. Awesome. Oh. So what else are we talking about? I think we got a little bit too deep down the rabbit hole today. I think we're gonna pause for a moment. I'm gonna look up something fun. We're back. That was it. I found it. You know what it was? It was the rest of the news. Let's see if I can get the internets to work. I can't even remember where we were. That guy dropped his poor 1/4-inch cable. He panicked. He was going to run off stage, and I had plugged his guitar back in. It took him about 2 minutes to give up, and it took me about 20 seconds to walk down to the stage, 1 second to fix his problem, and another 10 seconds to walk back to the mixer. And during that time, a lot of humility can happen for an artist. But it's those environments, that's trial by fire. I can't believe we forgot about these 2 douchebags. If you guys haven't heard, they're going to be rebooting Beavis and Butthead. Here they are. They're back again in case you need a glimpse into the future. We've been this our entire lives. Don't think that we're not. We should put a camera, our reaction to this still. I think we can make that happen over here. Hang on. Where's one of those? There it is. It's like we're hanging out on the couch. Hey, Beavis. How you doing?
It's a butthead.
Can you imagine? These 2 little legendary. I cannot wait to see that. The last reboot was pretty good. They did the drone episode, was really the only episode that I'd actually come in contact with. Oh God, this is noise. Tom with the weather. You know what I found funny about Beavis and Butthead is when I was a little boy, they were our neighbor kids, directly represented as cartoon characters. Let's just say their mom didn't like them very much. I don't like that Beavis and Butthead. That show's kind of terrible. Holy crap, curtains! Well, like the Muppets always had those 2 old guys. What were their names? We got to get better at the 2 old guys. What were their names? Oh, yeah, Statler and Waldorf. God, Statler and Waldorf. Are a pair of Muppet characters known for their cantankerous opinions and shared... I don't even know this word. I broke the entire... Oh, these 2 guys. We're gonna give these over. We're gonna share that, and we're gonna wrap it up. Holy crap! I always feel like these 2 guys. Whenever the curtains, those red, I think we got them out 5 times. We got our money out of those curtains, baby. When we hung the curtains at the Music Box Theater, they cost $150,000. They were green. Green is like money could ever be. They regolded the entire Music Box. Those curtains weighed like 600 or 6,000 pounds.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my G.
Lord.
Someone just told Statler and Waldorf, "Hey, you guys are about as funny as a couple of goats rolling down the hills." Ho, 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 ho. They were so funny. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, we're all gonna burn. What? See if I can get to do this. Oh, they're back. Get rid of those god darn curtains. Well, I think it would be nice to find out where they're going to. Back. We're back again. Those are just completely unnecessary epic blackouts. I know we're not allowed to have any real Prada on the show. It's just really terrible. But
We got cheese balls.
the best logo I've seen in a
They're
while.
back.
It's back. It's back. Cheese balls.
Cheese balls.
They're not edible, but I believe they taste fantastic.
They're not edible?
They-
I really wanted to eat those.
Oh no, they're entirely edible. I mean, we're not supposed to eat crunchy little styrofoam
sure.
cheese balls. I'm like
Sure, we're on the
freaking
same page
South
here.
Park character.
Gonna eat some cheese
Reminds me of a
balls.
time when one of our colleagues, who's a frontman for a very legendary band, was working for a financial institution doing some banking on the magical side, and he wrote a check to the creators of South Park for $2 million for party for one day. For $2 million party for one day. Just think about that. Let that rattle around in your brain. Oh my God! I bet those legendary. We haven't really played hardly any music today. What this episode really is the fantastic introduction to this
Hi guys,
wonderful entity. Any of you that know me, that's kind of what the basis of this episode. Season 2, Episode 3, 2020. The year of the device. We are definitely in the device age. I joked that we're living in the device age.
You joke.
Now we're having Zoom meetings and we're all going to work like virtually. And I mean, most of our locations are closed. There's no purpose for my virtual awesomeness. But what I am amazed by is seeing all of this binary code and voltage. We just pulled up Statler and Waldorf, which their name should be imprinted in my mind because these very digital curtains that we use on this show, they were a pain in the butt to get to implement in theory, but I really had fun trying to figure that crap out, and they're a lot safer than the curtains that we hung at the Music Box because the cable system that we used, and I quote, "If it fails, somebody that is under them will be killed by curtains." You imagine like killed by curtains? That's pretty awesome. And there's an asbestos firewall at the Music Box Theater that's like 80 feet by 60 feet. So if there's ever really a fire on the stage, a huge wall comes down and we're part of the stage. You can't run out of the stage if there's an asbestos wall. Like, what the crap? Well, we didn't get to, I got a little Weezer Babs. I need to make my hot tea occur. Holy actual criminy crimes.
Oh my Lord.
You know, there's a... Where's the Calito? This is something I wanted to use. Whoa. What? The graphics? They're so... But when they react... Are you guys excited to hear that for the 37th time during this episode? Well, you go ahead and email, like, or subscribe because we really don't care.
Please.
We do.
If you want to.
Oh, that's why I have... There it is.
Or don't.
Let's look at the light. Where's my Calito? Hang on. Oh, I almost forgot. This is my favorite segment of the show. I don't really have anything ready. Hang on, let's see if we can. Where's the fire? Do you find yourself wondering what the hell is going on in the modern world? Do you find it difficult to click your seatbelt in? Are you having a hard time getting that straw into your cup? Do you find it mindless exercises to just simply wander down the street with your face pressed into a phone, scrolling your life away? Well, it's perfectly okay. This is modern America. This the United Home of the Brave, you know, all that awesome. I'm not trying to be anti-anything. I'm just trying to let you know that this segment of the show is when we utilize one of the greatest guitar players' ability to play a riff at a great, great volume. Oh, listen to him go. And I get to do a little bit of ranting because I don't find it difficult to click in my seatbelt or put a straw in my cup. I don't even use straws anymore. This one over here has completely made sense, and thank God my teeth are all magical now. Woo! Great dentistry. But thank you, brother Carlos Alvarado. You can find him at 11 Don't Mess Around 11 at Instagram.com. What is that? 11 Don't Mess Around 11. 11 Don't Mess Around 11. Listen to him go. That man can play some guitar. But anyway, that is a mild interlude that we like to use, and I am really curious if we can just jump into this file for a minute. I'm going to give... we're just going to do about 5 seconds of everything. I could just... Oh, God. We could get in trouble all day. Oh, man.
They gonna bust you, Clancy.
What are you talking about?
They gonna catch you.
We're gonna...
Virtually handed.
Demonetized. I didn't realize that in cracking the egg of the academic side of music, which means...
Day turned black, sky ripped apart.
What a night. Welcome to Madison Square Garden. I'm Chris Christopherson, and this is Bob Dylan's night.